In Campaign Cartographer, there is a concept known as sheets. Sheets are basically a way of collecting various elements on your design and applying a special effect to them. Your sheets enable you to create very, very powerful automatic mapping effects. If you noticed, when we drew our original landmass, it was on the land sheet. But when we drew our contour lines, they were on a different set altogether. Let's activate our sheets by clicking on the Sheets and Effects button here. Just a single left click would be fine. It brings up this dialog box. We're going to click on Activate Sheets, and we're going to select Overland Style. It's asking us if it would like to add sheets for the cartouches and the text outlines, and we're going to say yes for that. And let's just click on OK. Well, not much has changed, and the reason for that is the standard sheet that comes with Campaign Cartographer, Overland, is for a 1000 by 800 mile map, and ours is much smaller. We're now going to create a new sheet of our own style, and let's call it Island 300 by 200 miles. Let's click now on the different sheets within this style set. We've got a common sheet, which is effects that are applied across to everything. We've got seas, we've got contours for the seas, we've got landmass. That's the one that we want. If you click on the landmass, you'll see by default it's got a spatial matrix effect on it. Let's just delete that. I don't want it. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to add a glow onto it. A glow is an effect which places color fading outwards from the edge of whatever the objects are on that sheet. So we're going to create a black outline. We're going to make it quite strong. Let's make it 2 with a blur radius of, say, 1. Click on OK. Now you can see we've automatically got a black line around all of our land just by creating a special effect glow in our sheets. I'm going to edit that a little bit more, and I'm just going to make that line a little bit larger. Made it to 2. Click on OK, and you can see now it fades out. Our land masses really come out nice and bright now. The next thing I'm going to do is make a nice soft blending of the land into the water. As we all know, land doesn't go straight into the water and then sink down immediately. It usually fades out slightly. To do that, I'm going to again click on my sheets. I'm still on my landmass. I'm going to add another effect to it. Yes, you can stack effects. I'm going to add another glow, but this time I'm going to make our glow into a slightly lighter color. I'm going to make it very soft, but I'm going to blur it out 20 radius. And click on OK. Can you see now how the land has this lovely soft glow coming from the outside of it? We now have a bit of a coastline. Let's go one step further. Let's add yet another effect to it, but we're going to add this time an inner glow, and we're going to add beaches. We're going to make the blur radius, we'll keep it on 5. Unlike the other glow filter, this one you actually have to type in what you want. We want it to be a fairly light sort of color, so let's keep our colors nice and intense. We'll make this maybe, make it say 220, 220. I'll bring my color blue up a little bit. Color opacity, it's how transparent it is. Well, let's bring that down a little bit. We'll make it maybe only out of 225, we'll make it maybe 200. And brightness is 1. Click on OK and OK. There we go. We now have a soft beaching sort of effect. What about these big harsh shapes here? They now don't seem to match very well. Remember, we're going to put mountains on top of these. These represent our mountainous areas. To do that, we're going to click on the sheets, and we're going to come down to Contours and Land. We can see that by default there's a displacement map here. We're going to delete that, we don't need it. And we're going to add an edge fade inner. We'll make the edge maybe, 8 will be fine. Inner opacity is 100. Let's drop that down to about 75, and the outer opacity is 0. That means that it is going to be faded in the interior, slightly transparent, but on the outside it's going to fade a lot. Click on OK, and OK, and let's see what that looks like. There you go. Our mountainous areas are now still discrete, but not quite as harsh as they were before. What we have done now is created a map which is already starting to look really, really professional with very, very little work. Let's just recap. All we did was click on the landmass tool and draw a bunch of landmasses. Then we clicked on the contour tool and marked out roughly where we wanted our mountains. And then we selected a sheet, selected a particular style for our sheet, and made a few modifications on that. And bingo, a lot of the artwork has automatically been added in and created for us. This is a really important concept, and as you start to play with sheets, you'll fall in love with them. The other good thing is that you can actually save your sheets and reuse them in many, many different maps. Let's go and do that now. Click on the Sheets and Effects button. You can see that we've got our island 300 by 200 miles sheet. Let's save it. By default, a sheet will always be included with your map. In other words, if you have made modifications to a sheet, to all the styles within that sheet, it will be saved with your map. But if you click on that Save button there, it then becomes an option for other maps to use as well. Let's now click on OK.